Here we go. Ad stream is up and the game should be live in a few. And here we are, guys. Welcome back to the 5e Arena Season 2 Open. Right now, the map is going to be Nuke. This is the grand finals, so whoever wins this, first of all, of course, both winners get a spot. Well, both winners. You know, second place is second winner. So, all right, first of all, there's that. But whoever, regardless of who wins in whatever, both teams asking questions in Camel Riders, they've already secured themselves a spot in FunSpark Ulti Season 2, which is great. Awesome. I mean, that's kind of what they're here for in the first place. Aside from that, they have a prize of about $2,000 US. That goes to the first place winner. And second place winner, you get $1,000. So a difference of about 1,000 USD. That's quite a lot of money. And that's kind of what they don't want to give up to the other team. Let's see what happens. Of course, on the map outside of Nuke, it's very crucial that you use the smokes, but instead they're just going to take the aim duels head on. Pokemon, what is this? And he wins against YSK? Again, need I remind you, Camels are a team from the United Arab Emirates. Asking Q is a fairly mixed team from India, from Singapore, but generally Southeast Asia, which means they're playing on a lower ping of about 5. Camels, on the other hand, 100, and they are still finding the frags, but this time it's going to be Caramel with already a triple kill into the round. Seaweed trying to connect from below. He's going to take Bosley down, and there we have it, asking questions with round number 1 into their pockets. Would it be easy for Camel Riders? I don't know. I think they would have a little bit more competition. Dark Side, maybe not as experienced. I'm not sure if they're an organization or not, but it doesn't seem that way. They are pretty strong, though. I mean, they play online quite a bit, I believe. A lot of the local players, especially in Singapore, know who they are. But against Camel Riders, I think Camel Riders, perhaps they have a little bit more reputation, asking Q being a relatively new team. I think they just, they were founded last year. And of course, alongside that, they have a lot of experience underneath their belts, at least a team owner and coach does, or do. So who knows what that will mean. But for now, it's Camel Riders against the back of a force buy. They got Deagles, a Tech 9, a Scout, but they seem adamant on making this outside play happen, especially on a map like Nuke. Outside, of course, important. You can go through a lot of different options around here, but you have to make sure that it's properly covered. A single gap in the smoke will be exploited by players like Caramel. And now Misty finding the entry on towards B. They want to get the bomb down really quick, but they have to worry about ramp. Seaweed is there to put a stop to him. It's going to be Pokemon who makes the trade happen. Now Decon, a lot of competition coming from that side. Caramel with the AUG as well. The scoped weapon will ring forward. Quadruple kill for Caramel in this one round. I mean, okay, granted it's a bit of a given. It was a force buy for Camels, but there we have it. Asking questions. I mean, they had a little bit of a rougher time in the previous 5e Arena season. I believe they lost to Team LZ again. The score was 1-2. Overpass was a map that they lost, but I think they've proven to us that asking questions, they've done a lot of homework, a lot of preparation for this season of 5e Arena, a lot of games being played. I mean, they are more than warmed up onto the server. The only thing is, they got to carry it on, keep winning, because I don't want to see what happens if they start to falter, you know. They've just played 3 games back-to-back. This is their 4th. They went all 3 maps against Sigma. Mental exhaustion could be a very viable factor into the minds of the asking questions players. But of course, they're more than experienced. Let's see what happens. YSK will be the first to find the frag on the outside. Of course, spotting one out by top of silo as well. Not going to quite flick upwards. But he's able to flash and find himself a brief moment of respite. Maybe able to fall back and retreat into safety. Down to 9 points of health too. Not too bad. He could use himself as bait for his teammates. Allow them to play off of his contact. But still, the Deagle will be able to find one onto the ramps. 4v4 now. And it's going to be a quick rotation from asking questions as they make their way down the vents. Pokemon, though, is looking to put a stop to it, and that's going to be YSK gone off the roster. They pick up an MP9 as well. Dvidov going to get the bomb down. And now they have to be a little bit more cautious, but look at where Bosley is coming from. The top of vents. This could set up for a big flank if asking questions aren't prepared for it, but they should have the firepower to take him down. Dvidov still hiding around the back of the red boxes. He's going to swing out, take Chocolate off the board, and there we have it. Trying to trade, but not quite able to connect. Bosley still down to a 1v1. Not quite pushing past the smoke yet. Caramel looking to stick it. He has the smoke to back him up as well. There we have it. Pros do not fake. How many times have we seen Caramel pull this off already? Along switching to the USP and finding the headshot. 3-0. And if you thought that Camels would have an easy game, you gotta think again. A little bit more background, right? Asking questions. Yes, they didn't have the best of times in the previous games. It went a lot of 16-14s. They finally won against Zigma. They didn't have the best run on Season 1 of 5e. But this time, a lot more aggression from Insanity, and he will take Dvidov down. Oh, but a little bit of a gap, and Pokemon actually finds a headshot through the garage. And now, a bit of a stalemate between both teams. 4v4. Alright. A little bit of mental exhaustion, and perhaps he didn't quite notice there was a gap in the smoke, Caramel. Again, aside from that though, Camel Riders, or Camels, they might also be better known as a team called Divine Vendetta. A quick double kill from Adram. And all of a sudden we're down to a 2v4. This should be Camel's round now as long as they don't mess it up. Chocolate in towards Hut will not be able to find anything. Trying to catch the Lurker off guard perhaps, but not quite able to connect. In fact, I think he was just trying to switch his weapon. Now it's all up to Ins. And with that much health, 13. I don't think he's going to be able to do enough. Okay, so I thought it was pronounced Bosley because of the 5 and the S, but no, it's pronounced Bockley. Bocali? Bockley. I'm going to say Bockley. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, man. I'm getting fired for pronouncing players' names wrong. Including the name of the Asking Questions team owner. But anyway. For now, it is going to be... Oh, here we go. Let me do this for a second. Alright, stream title has been updated. But yeah, back into the game. Camels are also known as a team, an organization known as Divine Vendetta from the United Arab Emirates, and in which they actually managed to qualify or play in Funspark Ulti Season 1 as well. They faced off against a team known as Huatsai, which is a very well-known local Singaporean team, but they lost, I think, in those games. I'm not quite sure what the score was, but yeah. Local teams might give Camels a little bit of contention, right? I mean, aside from ping, local teams have their own styles, but asking questions a little bit more international. Their coach, better known as YB, I think is a German player. Along with that, they might be able to gain some experience from European Counter-Strike, the region which, as we all know, most usually dominates Counter-Strike. But for now, back into the game, it's going to be YSK already off the board. asking questions on a bit of an eco, but Insanity, he's going to use the angle, abuse it all the way from secret, finds one, immediately falls back, and the rest of the team are still very much alive, but let's see where they are. Ooh, Pokemon. That's Caramel gone, the one guy who had the scoped weapon, the AUG. And now it's going to be that much more difficult for asking questions to retrieve that weapon. But Chocolate, going in for a bit of a pre-aimed peek, is able to take down 2. All that's left is Pokemon. Of course, with ping difference, it's a little bit tough to react to plays like that. But he is still able to be smart enough to take Ins down. Seaweed, however, just going to make it an easy refrag for his team. Now asking questions, calling for a tactical timeout. Their economy, not the best, but still probably good enough if they want to pull off a force, right? You could go in for FAMASas, maybe an MP9. Not the worst weapons, especially on a map like Nuke if you want to play around ramp, if you want to play around the A-bomb site itself. Camels, on the other hand, still can't afford full AKs, which means asking Q, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful. They might have won that round, and it was impressive to see. Definitely MVP goes to, I believe it was Chocolate with the P250s, just around the A site pillar or silo. But then again, once bitten, twice shy. I believe Camels will be a little bit more prepared for these plays this time around. They're going to blow open the squeaky door. And that just means that they could rush out, which calls for the quick response in terms of the Incendiary from asking questions to deny any form of a rush. You won't get to push in towards vents anymore or anything like that. In fact, it's a fake wall of smokes on the outside, trying to tempt asking questions to perhaps push through it, or just to establish a bit of presence, maybe call for a rotate or someone in from secret. Regardless, the Molotovs will come out. It's a bit of a set execute from Camels. They want to make this A hit happen. Davidov will be able to find one, and so will 2 remaining players. And all that's left are YSK and Chocolate. I'll have to say that, Chocolate. It's going to be YSK goes in for a bit of a peek. He knows he should be able to find at least 1, but 1 against 4 is going to be that much more difficult. Misty will find the remaining kill and brings us to a 4-2. Oh man, this is just tough for the side of asking questions for now, and with a lot of broken economy, it's just they're going to be unable to perform to their best in this round. Taking a look at how Camels are pushing, the fake smokes and the sudden A hit definitely did the trick, but this time around, they know they have the firepower, but they are looking to abuse it. Question is, it still has an AK, makes it a lot more difficult. Bockley now, coming in from the back of outside, will be able to find 1. Davidov able to take another as well. Can Chocolate do the same thing that he did earlier on with the Deagle? A lot more difficult this time as Davidov is ready. Ins hearing the shots from the back now is prepared for him. The flank, able to shut it down. It's all up to Davidov in a 1v3, kind of pinned down in his one little corner. Goes back in for the peek, takes one down, anticipates the push from the back, but oh, Seaweed with, I guess, maybe a bit of peeker's advantage or the right eye side peek or something. Of course, he knew where he was. It was going to be an easy frag, but the way that he did it, the strafe shot. Strafe shooting in Counter-Strike, super important. Just pre-aim the corner. You got the headshot. You have it in the bag. Don't expose yourself any more than you need to, and that's exactly what he did. Which means that all that much more difficult for the Camels player to react proportionately. Just absolutely unable to. Now they win that round. It's 5-2. They get to buy back in. And alongside that, a lot more utility to play with, which stifles the push or any form of information from Camels. At the very least, they know there are a couple players around A, but what they do not know is that we have Caramel with an AUG. I mean, he has been known to purchase up this weapon several times now. But also alongside that, there is a player just up in an elevated position up towards Hut, which CT side of Nuke, this is a map that is fairly CT sided. If you push out of A, so many angles to clear. It's just absolutely difficult. Frag grenade out into Mini as well, but that's not going to find anything whatsoever. I guess the plans to destroy the door were a bit broken. Now just a little bit of a stalemate, but it's probably going to be yet another A hit. Those grenades will land somewhere around the A site. But it's a bit of a fake as they make a quick decision to rotate down into ramps where asking questions aren't quite expecting this. Caramel walks into the crosshairs of Pokemon and now they have that many more options. It's a 4v2. They could hit either side and Seaweed will not be ready. It definitely seems like Asking Q thinks it's going to be a B hit, however, perhaps to defend or just to hold on to their weapons. Either way, Camels, they have this round in the bag. Bomb goes down, and it's a lot more difficult for Asking Q to retake. Well, and then again, so if you guys are wondering what this is, it's all brought to you by 5E Arena. Wait, am I wrong? Asking Q actually want to go in for the retake, or maybe just a couple of exit frags, so they are pushing up towards the outside, where if Camels wants to escape, they're going to go back through from Mini, or perhaps in towards Lobby, where Insanity would be hiding in towards. But, alright, only DV will die to the explosion. The rest, everyone will hold on to their weapons. Again, so brought to you by 5E Arena. If you're wondering what that is, go to the website provided to you in the chat thanks to our moderator, or you could just go to 5earena.com. Unfortunately, if you're from the United Arab Emirates, it's maybe that we don't have servers for you yet, but it's a service provided from a Chinese company. They're looking to expand internationally, so we have a lot more Southeast Asian servers. There are servers in Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, and most recently India. And of course, I mean, you can stand to win skins as well. It's ladder matchmaking. You have to play a couple games to qualify for something that they call roll rooms. You join in and you stand a chance at winning skins. That's about it. Right now, it's again asking questions, trying to play this. We know them to be very procedural, methodical, tactical, really. They tend not to play too unnecessarily aggressive. So it's a lot of safe plays. You don't see them playing for information. No one's pushing on the outside. Everyone's just holding positions and angles, which for Camels, they seem a bit antsy. They don't have the information that they want or need. At the same time, this position above of Hut, it's so difficult to clear out. They've tried to make the A hit happen twice now. It worked out once, I think. But this time around, Chocolate holding the angle is able to take down one Ins with another. YSK with the flick up onto the top of Silo. The bomb has been dropped. Misty tries to connect onto him. He does get the spray, retrieves the bomb, but we're in a 3v2 scenario in Caramel. What kind of a dirty pixel angle is this? Tries to connect the spray, will get him tagged down just enough. 21-38. This is not going to be an easy fight for the Camels boys. Make their way down into vents, perhaps. I think the airstrafe did happen. It's going to be Misty who tries to stream down. Davidov, though, holding the angle. A bit of a bait. Well, not really a bait, but he waits for the push from Chocolate. Unfortunately, he will run out of time. Still able to get at least one frag on the board. Hurt asking questions his economy a little bit more. So not too bad. Again, I am supposed to have my co-caster with me. Unfortunately, he's at online classes or online school. But if we go into the third map, who knows, he could join us. And I believe Camels can take us all the way. But let's see what they're going to pull out of their pockets right now, Pokemon. Oh my god. Deagle against Caramel, and I choose you. Chocolate will try to refrag, and he gets one. YSK makes it another. Still down to a 3v4, and they've already made their way down into Secret. Davidov just trying to lurk, but unfortunately for him, Chocolate, you can't quite hold angles against the asking questions players, I guess. It's a little bit difficult to do that, especially when they go in for strafe shots like that. 2v4 now, and Chocolate still down to 7 points of health. Not the worst. Bakali going to pick up the bomb. But 2v4, how do you make your way down onto a site? A is so heavily fortified. B slightly better, but you're going to have to rush down. And then if you go through Secret, Chocolate might be able to get that information. In fact, actually, Chocolate not going to give anything up. A little bit too safe. He's going to go in towards Garage where Chocolate has the vision. So, easy shot. Bockley down to 4 points of health. Almost dead. Still alive, but 30 seconds left. What is your option here? Frag Grenade pushes him back towards the right side of Chocolate's vision. Pokemon just rushes in towards B while everyone is distracted by where Bockley is. And all of a sudden, easy entrance in towards Secret. Well done, Pokemon and Bockley. You can see this is the teamwork from the Camels players. Knowing to draw heat and attention away from the Asking Questions squad. Now all of a sudden they're distracted. The bomb goes down. Slightly more doable. They smoke off Decon. But they have to worry about so many different sites. B side can be rather easy, I suppose, to retake if you have enough manpower to do it. But that one frag will make it all that much more impossible now. The bomb is still ticking, about 20 seconds left on the clock, and they have to make it quick. Chocolate goes in, clear out the site, but turns out they're all the way on the front. It's going to be an easy shot for Bockley as he makes a spray, despite being on 4 points of health from the ramps. Double kill, and it's going to be a 6-4 for Camels. And now, yet another round with broken economy for Asking Questions. A bit of a forced buy, and they are looking to play a little bit more aggressively now. Just get a couple of weapons, perhaps, with a couple of picks, but instead, Camels, anticipating this, they are playing a little bit more passively. It's going to be Adram who finds the first pick now, and maybe along with it a free deagle. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you no real need to go for a deagle, but it's going to be, after a play like that, something more defensive for Asking Questions, especially if you're Caramel. You have a FAMAS, you don't want to give it up too quickly. Chocolate holding again from the top of Hut, which is a very common position. Not an easy one to clear out. Unless perhaps you molly from the top of the silo or something, but for now, biding their time will be the Camels team. They have all 5 players up and kicking. So they have the option, perhaps, a couple more smokes and they could go outside, but looks like they want to flush someone out, get a couple more picks, and there we have it. DV Dolph will take one, get another all the way out to heaven. Seaweed and Chocolate, what can you guys do? He pushes in towards Hut, comes out, and surprise, surprise, 2 people are staring down your barrel. It's all up to Seaweed in a 1v3, has the scout, but won't be able to connect the shot onto DV Dolph. Did we really think this round would go either way? Camels, of course, with the firepower. Now they're coming back in. It's going to be 6-5, very potentially a 6-6. If we take a look at Asking Questions' economy, 2,000, and it's not enough to buy back. Best bet, maybe 5-man stack on one site. Maybe you rush in somewhere, find a couple of picks, and that's what they're going to do on the outside. But unfortunately, Camels are just that much more experienced. They know not to be a little bit too overconfident. So anticipating the push will be Pokemon gets one. The rest should be a simple walk in the park. I mean, Edgrim. Wow. Okay. Let's, do a little bit more of that strafe shooting. Get a bit of a dink onto the Camels players, but it's still not the easiest thing. Pistols, you're going to need a double headshot, especially since Camels have bought up on the helmets. Still, though, easy days for them. They make their way down onto the B site. Inns is all the way through from Secret. It's going to take a while before he makes his way through ramps. Might be able to catch the planter off guard, but nah, it's a little bit too late. He's going to face the force of 2 people spraying down against him, and it's going to be 6-6. Potentially 6-7 if Asking Questions loses this round, but let's see what happens. So far, their buy rounds have been a lot more successful as long as they hold their ground. It's not the easiest thing, especially against a squad like Camels. Playing on 100 ping, it's rather annoying. Anything can happen, but asking questions seem to know how to abuse that. He's just peeking a little bit back and forth. It's going to be the same defensive position. So far, Camels, they've been making plays in towards lobby. Oh, and Caramel, not so much a trigger discipline, but he just goes in, has support from his teammates, and they make it a quick death squad play. Every single one decimated. It's all up to Azram. Nope, he's gone as well. Misty, now, last guy alive. Where is he? Somewhere around the top, I believe. The bomb has been dropped, however. So unless he can come up with a 1v3 clutch, this is probably going to be asking questions round. Now, earlier on, I did say that I butchered the team owner's name for asking questions, and I got scolded for it. Okay, Misty actually pushes up, but it's going to be an easy shot for Inns. There we go. I butchered his name. He scolded me on WhatsApp. Says he wants to send me a glitter bomb. So allow me to clear it up. Let me clarify. It's Prasad Paramajoti, or better yet known as Striker X, a legend in the Singaporean Counter-Strike scene, and maybe even internationally as well, for Counter-Strike 1.6, maybe even CSS, or which Counter-Strike source, of course, most of you know. Yeah, he was the team captain of a team known as Team Titans. It sounds like Teen Titans. Team Titans, that's Titans. And of course, they had quite a successful streak as well. But since then, I guess he's moved on. He also, aside from asking questions, has been a consultant for Zowie. They co-founded a mouse company thing known as Vaxi. Interesting mice if you want to check it out. They use the same mouse shape, but a lot more interesting things. Different textured mouse grips and whatnot. Please check it out. It's pretty cool. We're not sponsored by them, but I just got to give them a shout out. And pretty soon I'm going to get yelled at again. Anyway, it's back into the game and asking questions off of that one win. They are playing still with their defensive style. This time, not going to be pushing up control, but rather the aggressive push out of hut by Camels. And no one on the top of hut means that it's going to be that much easier for them to take the A site. All that's left is Caramel, and Camels will get the bomb down pretty much for free. A little bit unprecedented. They make a sudden switch in pace, and they have to be that much more careful now. Caramel, 1v4. What are you gonna do? Stuck somewhere around secret as well, and I don't think he can make this work. A seemingly impossible task. He's just gonna hold on to his AG. Senses that someone's pushing him. Spots the shadow. Easy frag. Goes back into perhaps pick up some utility. I think he wants to drop down the stairs, but can't quite do it. He's pretty much pinned down in this position, and Bockley, along with his teammate, will swing into him. Easy refrag, 7-7 now for the Camels team. Seven. Again, another round. Oh my gosh. This is the last round of the first half, and unfortunately for asking questions, they have to come into this with a bit of a forced buy. I say a bit because they only have 2 Deagles alongside 3 MP9s. That's not quite enough if you want the firepower to put a stop to what Camels have been doing so far. First they went A, they went aggressive. This time they're going outside where YSK was not expecting them to be. That's why he was up in a 4 position, at least I think. Otherwise, why wouldn't you be playing a little bit more passively in towards secret? So he gets punished for it. We're down to a 4v5. Inns is holding the angle, gets the first shot. Will he get the second? Immediately pulls out the incendiary to push them back, deter the aggression. This is good. So it buys a little bit more time. Perhaps his teammates can rotate over. In fact, they're pushing up in towards, I think, lobby or ramps. And this could set up for a bit of a sandwich in for Camels if they still continue. But, oh, Bockley! Wow! Actually anticipating the push from Inns, he's going to jump up to the top of the railings, where Inns will not expect him to be. There's no shadow there whatsoever. Easy frag for the guy. And we're seeing a bit of a difference in terms of, I think, experience. I mean, Camels, they know all these little nitty-gritty tips and tricks. It's going to be Misty who finds the trade, and now we're back into a 3v2. Positions like that, I mean, asking questions, yeah. Let's not count them out. They've got all these tricks as well. They've got things up their sleeves that Camels might not know about. But it's fairly common to hide on top of hut. Fairly common to have the AUG up around secret, maybe on top of heaven as well. Bockley just instantly pre-fires, checks the corner even. They have the A site now. It's all up to Seaweed on a 1v3, and he only has a deal. Do I need to say more? Picks up an MP9, so slightly more doable, but again, not the easiest thing. High fire rate, your magazine can be gone in a matter of seconds. Goes in for it, gets one. Position instantly given away. Has to make a quick move, but doesn't know that Davidov is right under his nose. It's 8-7 now. And that's the end of the first half. Pretty close. But it's going to be Camels on the top of that one. Just by one round. So now the more interesting thing is, can they win the pistol round? Graphic will be updated pretty soon. It's Camels with the 8, not the 7. But I think if Camels can win this pistol round, they'll definitely come into a strong lead, especially on a map like Nuke, which we all know to be CT-sided. It's going to be that much more difficult for asking questions to win on this T side. They needed that many rounds, but you know what? I don't want to count them out. This is a best-of-3 grand final. And not to mention, why SK just playing aggressively like this, it's difficult for Camels again. I say again because I keep repeating this. 100 ping, it's tough for them to hold angles. Edram will fall. And of course, YSK picks up the USP. Now it's going to be a big firefight in towards Hut. But instantly, Chocolate makes it a trade. He gets down as well. Misty now in towards Hut. They know where he is. It's a 3v2, and they get the bomb down on A. This is Camel's map pick on Nuke. So, of course, them starting on the T side, not the worst thing, but coming into CT, now they need all the rounds that they can get, and they should be able to get it. Oh my god, pushing it through the door. It's a little bit of a door-stuck situation, but Inns will be the one that gets down, and now Misty holds the angle, tries to connect it. You could see that it's tough for him to lead his shots because of the ping difference. So, easy for Chocolate, just instant flick up to the top of heaven, headshot, and he gains another round for his team. It's 8-8. So slightly better. I think it's pretty apparent. I mean, to be fair, the fact that Camels are able to perform this well on 100 ping, it's incredible. I mean, it's definitely annoying for both sides, but you could see that they have what it takes. Even towards the end of that pistol round, I can't quite remember who it was. Perhaps Misty, who tried to make the retake happen on the A site. He's trying to track the headshot, but with 100 ping difference, there is that latency issue. He's tracking an after image at that point. So now, instant push in towards the B bomb site. Will be asking questions. Of course, they know they can do this. They know they have the advantage in terms of firepower. But at the same time, look at how safely they're playing. Not a single player on the site itself. In fact, they're all holding these angles, which will be difficult for Camels to clear. The only way they can do that is perhaps a flash, but they have to clear it. It's a 90-degree angle that they are pushing into. So perhaps saving and holding on to their deagles. And it will be a 9-8 scoreline for the side of asking questions. Fairly good. You might think that asking questions has this in the bag. At least for this round, they will. And maybe the next, it could be a 10-8, considering that Camels don't have the best economy right now. But once they buy back, I think we might see Camels coming back into the game. Reminder, it's 100 ping, but they won 8-7 in their first half. That is just impressive. So this time, it's the scout headshot. Whoa! Instant reaction by Edram. And Caramel has gone off the board. And after a shot like that, asking questions, you're faced with two reactions. Fight or flight. Do you go in fast and quick, continue with your plan down onto the B site? Or do you stop? and take a pause. It seems like they will rush in towards B. Make sure that no one gets the beat on them onto the site. Of course, there are 3 players already behind ramps. We can see this. A couple of deagle shots will signal to the asking questions players as well, but okay, still able to get the bomb down at the cost of his life. Seaweed falls. It's going to be a 3v5 post-plant defense for asking questions now. This is a little bit difficult, a little bit scary. Automatic weapons should be able to do this, and he will abuse the gap in the smoke. Finds one, instantly backs off, perhaps because they might take a couple more pot shots through the smoke, but Misty is just looking to stick the defuse, and he doesn't have a kit, but he's going to hold on to it anyway. Thankfully, Insanity, Chocolate, as well as YSK will be there to save the day. Whew. 10-8. But it came close. If Edrum can continue to make shots like that, if, oh my god, Camels could play the way that they just did, despite being on deagles, this is not easy at all for asking questions. Reminder, they are on the T side, and this is a CT sided map. They make it close, but here it is. This is the full buy from the Camels squad, and Misty has an op to play with. Where is he positioned? Probably somewhere around ramps, and yep, that is where he is. If they push past the smoke, asking questions are in for a world of hurt. A site, not exactly easy to hit as well. And what I want to see is for asking questions to push in from outside, where Edrum, I think he let it slip. Yeah, a couple of players have slipped the net, and they're down in towards Secret. Caramel actually winning the duel onto Dv now, but Misty makes it an instant trade. Asking questions, they probably want to take the op off his hands, but they have to be careful about it. Comes the flash. Oh my god, but he still connects it onto Caramel. What a reaction. 3v3 now, and Camels are not making this easy for asking questions at all. Molly goes down to cut them off on the rotate, but they push past it anyway. One will burn and cook alive. It's going to be Pokemon. A roasted Pikachu probably doesn't taste nice, but I want to see what Ezreal and Bakali have in store for us now. 2v2. And YSK, a little bit paranoid. Sensing, maybe vents, maybe the back of the side as well. Decon could be a very viable play. They open the door. A bit of a flash. And a bit of a spray as well, but Chocolate is the one who needs to connect to spray, and he will get it. Spray control, he gets the conversion, of course, not to mention YSK pulling off a bit of heat off of his teammate as well. So I think we're at an 11-8 scoreline. And Camels are calling a tactical timeout, one that I think they really need. They make it close, but what is the issue? Why aren't they able to close these rounds out? And I think it's partially just due in fact that they're reacting to asking questions. Asking questions are dictating the flow of the game. They are on the T side. They get to play around that way. Of course, with the firepower that they have as well, and I guess the unfair ping advantage, they start to make plays that Camels aren't quite sure where they're going to come from, right? Ezreal allowing a couple of players to slip the net down into Secret. That's a mistake. At the same time, he doesn't have that information. There were those smokes, and he didn't hear a single sound. And once you're playing your opponent's game, I said this earlier on before in the Sigma games that asking questions played, they start to react, and you're just playing your opponent's game at that point. You're reacting to whatever they've got, and it's a little bit difficult. But now with Deagles, they're looking to play a bit more aggressively. They push in towards control. They will be able to find one. Goes back in for the strafe shot. Finds a lot more, and all of a sudden, all that's left is YSK in this 1v3 gunfight. It's Deagles against an AK. Nope, Dv has an AK up as well. A lot of grenades being tossed, and YSK feels danger. He needs to back out of there, still holds the angle and finds Bakali. Now anticipates the push. He wants to retrieve the bomb, and Dv is eyeing that thing down like a hawk. A lot of smokes. He seems to think that YSK is pushing up against it, but no, he's all the way at the back. And now with that information, Dv playing a little bit more safe, repositions himself, holds this off angle from Hut. Something that YSK probably will not expect unless... Alright, he considers that possibility. We can see the crosshair, but Dv, oh, it is so smart. Goes in, ring around the rose. He spots the barrel, and that's YSK getting taken down. Camels make the win off the back of Deagles. 9-11. And the sudden change in pace, the sudden aggression catches asking questions off guard. They are caught like deer, like a deer in headlights. They did not expect the push up from lobby, up from control room. That's what you need to take asking questions down. Asking questions, they play very classic, very standard Counter-Strike, right? It's tactical, it's sweet, it's a little bit aggressive at times as well, but it's controlled aggression. But the thing is that once they feel a little bit more comfortable, right? It's this false sense of security that they don't expect. And Camels gonna catch them off guard just like that. Azrim, they don't expect him to be there, but thankfully Chocolate is here to trade it out. It's gonna be a 4v4. But need I remind you, not the best utility on the side of asking questions, right? They didn't have the best economy after that loss, and at the same time, Misty has an op. Not the easiest thing to retake with, but it can do a lot. Davidoff just holding the angle, playing it safe on the B bomb side itself. Again, something that they might not expect unless they go in to clear it out. He's going to open the door, and that gives Davidoff the information. Along with it, if he has clear communication with his team, they know that it could potentially be a B hit. Still, though, they're going to play it safe. They're playing these really oh, my God. I was about to say defensive positions, but it's Pokemon holding an angle yet again. Slips the net. Asking questions doesn't expect this. Now, Bakali gets another trade. The bomb might go down, but they hear it being planted. They know where this is going to happen. 2v3 now. A bit of a flash. Tries to catch one off. They clear a couple corners, but oh man, this just baits ins into the push, and he gets shut down by Misty. It's gonna be Davidoff who cleans things up, and another round on the board for Camels. This team is really impressive. Okay, sorry. I keep saying thank you for correcting me. I said Davidoff. It's thanks Krang _CS. It's Davidoff, like the cigarette friend. Unfortunately, I don't smoke, so I wouldn't know. But all right, Davidoff. Davidoff, the second top fragger for his team, and Pokemon 19 on the board. Now asking questions with broken economy, forced to save, upgraded pistols. How are they gonna do this? I don't think they're going to be able to do much. They push out. They take Misty down, but it's going to be easy for Azrim to retrieve that off. In fact, no, he's going to fall back in the secret, sensing a lot more danger. But the rest of the squad are in towards lobby. Going to try to go for a rush, but it's still difficult as Pokemon is the one that sends between them, but ends double headshot with the Deagle, looks for the third, hits one square in the body, center mass, and does not expect one from the back. Of course, surely he doesn't know that there's one behind him. He gets the headshot, but now anticipates it. Oh, I think he heard a bit of a footstep from Davidoff, but there we go. It's going to be an easy spray for him, but asking questions, they make it costly. Camels is also a cigarette friend. Only cigarette brand I know is Marlboro or something. I don't know. Whatever. But I don't smoke. Smoking is bad, guys. So do it. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I know Kenya smokes quite a bit too. But anyway, it's going to be back into the game. Asking questions with a full buy now. Hopefully they can bring this back in towards their favor. 11-11, and they try to make it a little bit more fast and furious this time. But Davidoff is prepared for this. Even smokes it off. They have to anticipate the fact that he's behind that one wall. So they slow things down a bit. Wrench in asking questions plans. But here we have it. Instant teamwork, instant trade. This is what we love to see. But the positions on the side of Camels, it's up far forward in front. Up far forward in front. And it's just a little bit difficult for asking questions unless they push in together as a squad. Again, they've spent quite a bit of utility already to push themselves in towards secret. And Davidoff is just looking to put a stop to them. As, again, just abusing this one little spot where the stairs make it such that only your head is exposed. Unless you have a clear shot, it's not easy. Molly to push him up front, but he's going to get the kill anyways. 2v3 now. And Seaweed wants to get the bomb down. 3 players coming in, and they might not be aware of this. Timing, of course, and they anticipate it. They know that the Camels players are somewhere around. Decon falls, and that will be the first. Now they got to worry about window. They see the 2 players, and Iz is just prepared for this. 1 goes down. Back to a 2v1 now. David off. What can you do? He has a kit, but the clock is ticking. 20 seconds left, and he wants to make a push happen. Door open. Can't quite find anyone. He's going to nope the heck out of there. And, of course, asking questions will secure their win. And possibly carry the AKs on towards the next round. Yeah, they probably got it. 12-11, and Camels still sure. Man, 100 ping, yeah, but they make it so close. I mean, if I were you, my butt would be clenched. It's Pokemon still leading the scoreboard for his team, but Insanity with 24 and 16, sorry. They show that they are forced to be reckoned with. I mean, that one round where he made it close with the Deagles was very impressive to watch. Unfortunately, he didn't clutch it out, but still close enough. But now it's going to be a bit of a forced buy from Camels. Davidoff still carrying the AK that he earned in the previous round. It's going to play a little bit more defensively now, Camels. Gain a bit of information off of these grenades, but wow, In's peeking off of them. Is able to tag Pokemon down to 3 points of health. Now they go in together as a team down, quickly seizing Ramp's control and cutting them off on the rotate as well. Edram, they know that it's possibly a B hit. The quick rotations come forward. Possibly even, taking out Garage out of the decon door, but Pokemon, what was that? Instant headshot. This is unbelievable. Now Chocolate goes in to make it a quick trade. He wants to retrieve the bomb. They have the site not quite under control. But again, Pokemon is really low. They know where he is, so they're marking down that decon angle. Maybe even go back off the vents, but have to be careful about this. Actually, no. It's up the ramps, not the vents. Sorry. YSK. Sensing danger, knows that the rotates are going to be a bit slow. Pokemon might be on the top of hut, but it's an easy spray for him with the AK. Bomb goes down. 2v1 now for Misty. Trying to come up the vents, but he already saw his head. YSK. Man with the aim seizes the 13th win for his team. Okay, and I guess I'm just like not being a very good caster today because I'm getting a lot of names wrong. It's Misty1, not Misty. Thank you. But it's going to be yet another tactical timeout. You know what's impressive about these two teams? Is that, one, Camels, again, playing 100 ping. The fact that they make it this close is just insane. I mean, I am thoroughly impressed. If they have a team page, a team social media website or something like Facebook, Twitter, put that into chat. I mean, I'm sure we'll go and take a look at it, follow it even. It's awesome that what these guys got. Aside from that, asking questions, they're playing after... they're playing this game after having played against a team known as Sigma, a team from Thailand. And that was 3 games straight in a row. They have to be kind of tired now, and that might be why they're dropping a couple of frags. Pokemon and the rest of the squad, with this firing squad of Deagles, they managed to secure themselves an AK, and it's 3v4. Asking questions. Caramel with the op as well. Not the easiest thing to take a site with. You can lock down angles with that thing, but not quite find entries unless you got crazy B-hops or something. I've seen it happen before, but it's not that easy now. Oh my gosh, and Davidoff all the way to the back of CT. He catches an unsuspecting YSK, but Chocolate will be able to make it a trade, and Caramel falls. Now 1v3. The op is gone. Chocolate makes a quick plant happen. Nice little bit of boost in economy, but can he actually secure the round? It's 1v3. It's not the easiest thing. They are converging on his position from every single possible angle. Heaven, Hut, Squeaky. And unfortunately for him, the Bostonian Chocolate will not be able to find the kills. 13-12 now for the Camels squad. And again, they make it even closer. They inch back in towards the game, 13-12. And I am just surprised. I don't quite know how they do it. $13-12, and I kind of maybe soon asking questions, call for a tactical timeout, take a breather, because I think that's what they need. It's going to be the pistol round for them, and they're going to rush in forward. Tech9 into the face. Let's get it. Ezram falls. There's one above Hut. He gets the information. Team can be able to support him, but Misty one from the top of heaven. The sniper from above. He's going to take everyone down, and of course, given that it's a pistol, it's simple, it's easy, but 3 and 2 for Bakali and Misty one. It's impressive. That's just like, you ever watch Saving Private Ryan? He's that guy up in the bell tower. Asking questions or just missing the tank. But yes, I see you in the chat. Krang, that's right. The winner of this qualifies for Fun Spark Ulti. Actually, both of them already qualify for Fun Spark Ulti, given that they are in the grand finals. So you can watch that coming up as well. But what we want to see is who wins the first place prize. First place, excuse me, is 2,000 USD. Second place is 1,000 USD. So a difference of 1,000. I'm pretty sure you know which one you want. Still though, Caramel will be able to find some information on the outside. It forces Misty 1 to fall back. Gotta be careful. Alright, Caramel can be very deadly, but oh, he repositions himself into this little... Oh! Pixel corner, and he threads the needle, takes YSK down. Instant reaction. That is just unbelievable. Camels. Hey, I mean, I don't know. Does a VPN actually help you out? Well, regardless, it's going to be a 5v4, and Misty 1 is still really low, which means it's not impossible for asking questions, but 24 points of health and you have an op. As long as you stay behind enemy, all the way at the back, that is, it's going to be doable. Just look at that. At the back, Seaweed doesn't check it, doesn't smoke anything, just walks forward into Misty 1's crosshairs. And now it's Bakali and Pokemon to clean things up. Asking questions, once they lose their footing somewhat, they don't have the numbers advantage. They feel a little bit tired maybe after playing that many games, and they walk in, they get taken out. It's just difficult. But more impressively still, Camels with 100 ping, man. To be fair, Camels, they did play quite a number of games as well, but not 3. They only played 2, in which they beat their opponents 2-0 fairly quickly as well. And right now it's going to be the Deagle that tries. But it's still going to be match point, probably, unless Insanity can repeat shots like that. Goes in for a bit of a crouch peek and catches David off guard. Picks up the M4. But now, let's pump the brakes a bit. We got a minute left to play with. Let's not make this hasty. In fact, if Insanity can actually take one down on the B site, maybe bait the rotate over, I think that's what they were thinking, but no, A side is not clear. They haven't rotated yet. They push in, and it's going to be Pokemon who holds the fort. And now Ins will be able to take Misty 1 down. 1v2, this is not impossible, but he has to make it happen. Drops down, and I'm pretty sure they hear this. Picks up the AK. 19 rounds in the magazine. Pokemon, still with 100 points of health. I choose you. We gotta catch them all, and Insanity will drop dead. 15-13. And this is match point. The round that asking questions really need. It's now or never. Oh boy. You pick me and I pick you. Pokemon. Let's see it happen again. I wish we had a replay, but we don't. Anyway, 15-13 now. And at this point, it's overtime or bust. Asking questions a little bit aggressive. And this time, I'm starting to see the cracks. They push past Smokes, and Ezram knows exactly where Caramel is, but regardless, he actually manages to take the spray down. Ezram missing the headshot, I think. So securing themselves lobby, they make sure that no one pushes past control room. They have control over the outside. They have control over secret. Asking questions has a lot of options now. What they want is information. They're still afraid. Wait, actually, Misty 1 might have disconnected? It's going to be YSK with the double spray down into Hut, and with this, the control over A site. Bomb goes down, and Misty 1 and Davidoff, how do they retake this? It's not impossible. It's 2v4. Misty 1 has a full belt of utility. The smoke, though, will deny the vision, and I think a couple of sprays from the M4A1S, they know that Davidoff is on the other side of that smoke. So now 4v2. It's 20 seconds left. I don't see Camels making their way out of this one. Maybe they're just trying to hold on to their weapons. Davidoff instantly falls, and Misty 1, I guess, gets to save his AWP, but it's going to be 15-14. They can buy back. Someone will have to buy for the other. But this is coming to be very close. What could happen now at this point? Anything. Oh boy. Well, it's going to be instant grenades all the way on the outside. You love the smell of napalm in the morning, but Ezram has the vision and they don't quite check it. They didn't realize that he was hiding in garage. A bit of a mistake, and that could cost them the round. YSK instantly gone. Not exactly the star fragger, but he has great aim, and with a lack of firepower, it's a lot more difficult for them to find their way onto the sites. And that's just the little cracks that I'm seeing. YSK asking questions, not that tactically sound anymore. They push past, it's just unfortunate, really unlucky. But this is unlucky as well. They didn't realize that Chocolate has sneaked up onto Heaven. I don't quite know how he got up there. Maybe past, I don't know, from outside. And sometimes that's all you need. A red herring in the form of YSK falling. Nets you the A site. Bomb gets planted. And now with two ops, how do you retake it? It's so difficult. We have Heaven controlled, probably. Okay, not quite, but the Molotov will definitely deter the aggression, at least for a couple seconds. Ezram with the only M4 coming in from the top. It's going to be easy shots, easy sprays. And just like that, we go into overtime. Asking questions. Chocolate saves the day. I mean, if not for him finding the entries, I don't think that that would have been possible. Oh my god. And here we have it. The first round of overtime. We're in it to win it. We're risking it for the biscuit. And this is the full gauntlet. Caramel even allowing himself to burn for a bit just in case someone decides to peek him. But no one's there. The full L-shaped. Is it L-shaped? No, it's just a wall of smokes on the outside. And they're looking to push in towards secret. This is probably a little bit easy to read for Camels, perhaps. They should know that they are trying to gain control over secret, but no, 3 players in towards lobby, 2 in towards secret. Misty 1 with the angle will deny any potential push onto the B site. Seaweed, knowing that there's an opera on the other side, instantly has to back off. And the rest of the Camels squad all over the A side. And I mean, I guess one towards ramps. It's going to be Davidoff with the second op. I mean, at this point, if you're asking questions, you're thinking, I can't go down secret. Misty 1 is there. If I push into A, it's not going to be the easiest thing unless I find this opening pick, which could be the one that opens up the A site. Now they can't have to go in for it, but they have to seize the initiative. Inns goes in, gets the second spray. Buckley from the top. Well, no, that's Davidoff from the top with a USP, in fact, actually able to take Insane down. Caramel with the op, 1v2 now. Going to smoke it out, might even want to push in with the pistol, tries to make his way down vents, but Misty 1 is just prepared for it. Oh my god. I am starting to lose it. Misty 1. I mean, you have to think, asking questions. You buy up an op, you want to make the plays happen, but you can't quite find it because Camels are playing this slightly more defensive game. Right, they know that they can bank 3 players on the A side, 1 towards ramps. They have complete map control. Secret is denied because of Misty 1. Davidoff denies ramps, but this time a little bit more aggression. Instead, it's from the outside, something that they don't quite expect. It's going to be the push in from Mini, and they overwhelm Pokemon. Can't quite respond to this. Instead, YSK comes in with a side flank, instantly flicks up to the top. It's Misty 1 who gets taken out, and all of a sudden, all that's left is Davidoff, who is all the way, I think, towards CT. The bomb goes down. What are his options? Go in from Mini. It's smoked off. Go in from Heaven. Possibly. But asking questions probably anticipate that. In fact, it's going to be Caramel who pushes in from the back and catches Davidoff off guard. Small. Both teams caught in this back and forth now. Not quite what they wanted. But that's just what happens when asking questions. Press the go button. YSK, he knew it. Alright. It's overtime. We have one more round to work with. If we do a sudden quick play, Camels might not react to this fast enough. And that's just an incredible push. He's trying to do the same thing. And it might work again, but this time 2 players in towards Hut. Seaweed with the entries, the double spray. All that's left of Pokemon and Misty. Pokemon's gone too now. Misty 1 couldn't get flushed out by the Molly. No, he's going to have to fall back a bit. The bomb goes down, 1v4. Goes all the way in towards CT. Connects one shot onto Chocolate. Chocolate or Chocolate? Regardless, 1v3. This is not an easy fight at all for Misty 1. Best bet, maybe just go in. It's overtime anyways. You're gonna switch sides pretty soon now. Find whatever you can get. Try to make the win happen anyway. The smokes will allow for Seaweed to push in, and he anticipates it, but he knows. He hears the footsteps. They're coming in from both sides. The pincer maneuver, and Misty 1 cannot react to it. 17-6 at the end of the first overtime. So we switch sides. And asking questions are just one tiny little step ahead of Camels. Now that they're playing defense, what are we thinking? Are they slightly more comfortable here? I don't really know. Because the way that Camels have been playing, I still think they have what it takes. Caramel trying to repeat the same thing except on a different side now, but Davidoff tries to find a wall bang. Similar setup. Secret, ramps, and it's a bit of a default on both sides. Asking questions. The problem is presented to them. Question is, how are they going to solve it? Oh! With a shot through the smoke! And Davidoff has been smoked. Gonna want to think twice about standing in front of smokes now because of this op from Caramel. Jesus. Okay, YSK actually not in towards Secret. He's got outside control because he's in Garage. Asking questions with a minute left on the clock. They have to make a quick decision. Either go in through ramps, do something to take the, I guess, the player over by ramps down. It's going to be Caramel with the op, but they decide to push through Hut. Make it a trade. But unfortunately, the numbers advantage will be successful for the side of asking questions. I think that is something that They're running out of options, running out of plays in the playbook. The pages are running thin, and pushing out of hut without the aid of utility, without the proper trades, especially when you have that many elevated angles to clear out, it's a mountain ahead of them that they have to climb. This could be it, and asking questions might have to round now. They try to make it quick, they push in towards ramps, and this could be what they needed. Bakali makes it an instant trade. Seaweed falls. Caramel tries to make it out alive. Goes back in for the no-scope. Can he get the second? No! 3v3 now. And they pump the brakes, sensing that there could be a quick rotation. Let's take a quick pause. We have Azram lurking over by the top of lobby. He finds two. A side is open, boys. Let's come back up, pack up the bags. We plant it down on the A site instead. Can Inns come in with a 1v3 clutch now? We've seen him kind of do it before, but it's not the easiest thing now. Cross up the ladder. And Edram just has the timing and the angle held. Knows that, okay, around this time, possibly, we have to anticipate he could come up the top. Good effort, but unfortunately, Caramel, without the second no-scope, is not able to stifle the push from Camel. So now, a little bit more of a broken economy. They are going to have to call in a timeout. Reassess their options. Press pause. Take a breath. I'm going to need a breath. MP9, what could they be thinking? That's the best that they can afford right now. We could see an 18-8. Overtime 2? Perhaps? Oh my god. Do we want to see more Go Camels, hashtag Camels, or hashtag Asking Q? Again, Asking Q on defense. I would like to see a little bit more aggression from them, but of course it has to be calculated. Bit more outside control now, and Chocolate on the top of Heaven. It's going to be the quick execute down onto the A side, and Camels, of course, they make it work. The MP9 is not able to find any form of effectiveness. They spray past the smokes as well, but YSK able to trade. Oh my gosh, Seaweed is able to find one as well, and we're back into a 3v3. This is suddenly very doable. Caramel has an op, holds the angle. He's in up on Heaven, I think. Bomb has been planted, and Camels are going to fall back. They know that they have to bomb down. They know it's Asking who has to make the push in. They hold the angles, go in for the peek. Uh-oh, Davidov gonna get punished. Now Pokemon goes in. It's gonna be YSK with the trade. Ezram, last guy alive. The weight of the win is on his shoulders. If he wants the win and push it into second overtime, he needs to make the spray. Gets one, goes in again, gets the connection, and YSK falls. We have overtime 2, folks. Ezram, despite being on 12, I think, ask a question a little bit nervous. They hear the beeps, and instead of going for the all clear, they just try to stick it, even though they had 2 players. That is just unfortunate. I mean, in a 2v1 situation, you want the defuse. One guy defuse, one guy look out the top or something, right? But they didn't quite know where Edram was. So that's just unfortunate, really. 18-18 now. Second overtime is already underway. And once more, Camels back on the attack. This time, though, we have YSK trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Up in towards the red box. He is going to try to find one, but unfortunately he gets surrounded. Oh, God. Inns instantly tries to help him out, but presence been known. Now they might hunt him down. Might even tempt the Camels players in towards Mini, but I think they got this. Whew. Caramel with the op so far has not been stepping up to the plate. I mean, unless he's holding a position like Ramps where Camels are not headed towards anymore, it's not quite as effective. I think I would prefer to actually see Caramel posted up somewhere around, say, Garage or the back of CT, where control over outside would be more imminent. I mean, Camels how often do they push into ramps? Usually you see them in towards hut. And now, after outside control, they go up towards heaven. They take one more player down. It's Caramel gone. They should have the A side at this point. 2v4. And they tried to delay the plant. 20 seconds is all they need, and they could actually do it. Chocolate with a double kill now. 16 seconds left, unless they can retrieve the bomb and get it planted. No! Davidoff, where are you? All the way at the bottom of B. Crawls back up the vent, but 7 seconds remaining. He needs to make it quick. Tries to pre-fire corner. Nope, they know where he is. Seaweed weeds you out. It's 19-18. And asking Q. They guess correctly. They make a quick adaptation towards the A site. Thankfully, Chocolate was able to be the bastion. You try to drop down heaven, but if you don't clear where Chocolate is, your bomb will be dropped. Back at it again. And this time, Camels need to consider their economy. No more ops. They need to, I guess, bring some money for it over onto the side switch. And this time it's going to be a push down ramp. See, we guesses correctly. He's going to find the spray, converts it. Caramel back in to support the teammate. Third guy falls. Not the fourth. Okay, a little bit of a misclick. Bit of a whiff. But Seaweed is still here. And unless you pull him out... He's slimy, he's slippery, he's going to slip back down the ramps, and Davidoff senses someone from the back, takes him out. 3v2. This is not impossible for Camels to come back from, but just as soon as I say that, sorry. YSK, Caster's Curse, he's going to find the shot. Has been lurking around Garage for a while now. The only thing is that Camels haven't seen him there. So, of course, unsuspectingly, they will lose one more player. It's a 1v3 situation. Davidoff, what do you do in this point? Wants to go towards the B site, but Seaweed? What did I say earlier on? What are seaweeds? They're slimy, they're slippery, they provide a lot of iodine, but they are hiding in the back of the corner on the B site. Unless he clears it, I don't see him making his way out of this one. 15 seconds left and he has to make it quick. Spots him out, puts the molly down into him, gets the frag, 11 seconds, makes a quick smoke, doesn't clear out ramps, but he goes in for the plant anyway. A little bit of economy, and that's the best he can hope for. YSK, quick on the rotation, and he makes it a 20-18. Oh. Asking questions now, starting to come in with the lead, but once they swap sides, I don't know. They haven't swapped sides yet. This could be it. This could be the one way they close it out, but I don't know. Can they do it? So we're back into it, and this time, Camels, of course, being on the T side, they get a little bit of leeway in the form that they can still buy up on the AKs and utility. But they're going to play it a little bit more slow this time. The aggression has not worked out for them. Not towards ramps, not towards hut. Perhaps towards the outside, and that's where we see Edram inching up towards. But Caramel, with the op, could potentially spot him out, but he's already down in towards Secret. At that point, he's just lurking for his team. In case Asking Q decides to get a little bit itchy, go for a bit of an informational play here and there. A bit of a half set play in towards the A side, bait someone into peeking, but no, Caramel is ready. A bit of a diversion tactic, but they still have managed to make their way down in towards ramps. The rest of them in towards Squeaky. Davidoff gonna fall to the hands of YSK. 3v5 now. I mean, we're just thinking about how Camels wants to play this. It's so difficult. Asking Questions has complete map control, and Caramel can rotate to wherever he wants, whether it's to the top of heaven. He has control over, my god, control room now even. Well, not exactly control room, but to the back of ramps. Edram has the vision on him, and it's just going to be an easy headshot. That was a little bit funny. Edram just sneaking up to the back of the outside. Caramel was not aware of it, and, well, neither was I, but here we go. 2v1, the bomb goes down, and Seaweed has to make a play happen. Oh, God. Smoke up on the outside, but I think knowing that Seaweed was playing B earlier on, they have an inkling of where he could be. Bit of a shot, and wow, an instant reaction by Edram. One tap to the head. And that brings us to the end of the first half of Overtime 2. 2019? Oh, my God. Both teams so evenly meshed. Do you think we could go into Overtime 3? Jesus. I certainly think it's possible. Now that, okay, graphic needs to be updated. Asking Q are on the attacking side. Instead of an off this time, Caramel will go in with an SG, but Pokemon just expects to chop from Silo. He finds a headshot on the YSK. I don't even know how he gets a read like that, but well done, buddy. Oh my God. They push into Secret, where they will face off against, I think, Davidoff, who is on the B site. Best bet, perhaps, for our asking questions now is to push in towards B, and, of course, an opening on Misty 1 like that. That should be the B hit, but they have to make it quick. Not a lot of information given away, and Camels still seem to think that it could be a hit on towards the A site, but after a shot like that, yeah, it's go time. Davidoff puts a stop to it. Chocolate makes an instant trade, but not that much health remaining. He's down to 2. 1v2 situation as well, and the bomb is dropped. 48 seconds, and he makes a quick rotation up towards the A site. If you were Camels, I think you know this is possible as well, and we can see one coming up the vents too. Gets the plant down. Now he just has to anticipate where they could be coming from if he gets the shot, but I think they are prepping up for a double peek. And of course, why wouldn't you? Smoke out. Chocolate's not blind, but oh! The M4A1 has spray, regardless. When you're down to 2 points of health, there's not much that you can do. And of course, he was kind of caught out in the open as well. Not the best position, of course. Back of that vent as well. I mean, you get mollied out. It's just not the best position. I would prefer to see something else, but I mean, when you're down to 2020, you're down at 2 points of health. You get whatever you can. You take whatever you can get. 2020. This time, Misty 1 has an op. And asking Q, considering their economy, they're buying back into the game full. It's the Big Mac. All the sauce, all the burgers, all the flashes on the outside, and it's going to be Misty 1 that gets taken out. Pokemon tries to spray past the smokes, but he won't be able to connect anything. At this point, Camels need to make a quick rotation down onto the B site. At the very least, perhaps on towards ramps as well. Right? Maybe Pinster asking questions somehow. And there we have it. Edram will be the one to find Insanity. 4v4 and Davidoff has the potential to delay this push from asking Q. Oh, but Caramels tries to tap away with the scope. Doesn't quite find him. Tries to wall bang, but it's a metal floor. Can't quite do that. Here we go. Davidoff. Oh, might be blinded, but he still sprays regardless. Now it's a question of Pokemon and Bacali. Can they do this? 2v3. And it's quite possible. He pushes past Decon. YSK makes it a trade. 1v2 now. And Bacali makes the spray down onto Caramel. SG gone. And now it's up to YSK. 1v1. He has the aim. But does he have the vision? No! Bacali takes him down. And it's a 1v1 win. Maybe even a 1v2 clutch. 21-20. Oh my god, and I think this is the first time in 5e Arena open history that we actually have an overtime 2. Potentially an overtime 3 if asking questions actually make the win. But considering how the flow has gone so far now, they might have a full buy. Can they actually do it? They're definitely not feeling confident. In fact, they might be even a little bit exhausted. What are their options? A lot of map control. It's a bit of a default from Camels. We've seen this way too many times already. And Misty is going to get the opening pick. Oh, Caramel, why were you holding the angle with the SG? The Krieg is not that good against an op unless you... Oh, man. Against someone who has 100 ping. No. Just no. Well, 21 and 20. Down to a 4v5. Chocolate has managed to sneak all the way back in towards CT. Gets the vision, and he's going to take Etrim down. There it is. Payback is a B word. 4v4, though. And they might have an opening onto the A site off that one frag. Here we go. Flash in. Oh, no. Chocolate falls, and Bockley might be the one to be able to do it. Actually, no. YSK makes it an even trade, and he gets the bomb down now. 2v2. Just a matter of playing this post-plant to perfection, but Davidoff, he's got another plan in mind. YSK now. If you want your team to win, this is the round to do it. You have the bomb down. You can do it. The potential is there. A frag in as well. And they are tagged up. 1 HP on Davidoff, and Misty 1 down to 60. 40, yes, he drops down, fails to... Oh, but no! He just pushes forward anyway, and YSK might have been the ping. Wasn't able to react in time. And 22 to 20. It's going to be game over, at least, for this first map. Camels take it. 22 to 20.